Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there in 130. All the champions, I got smoke.
Beat his ass for y'all talking.
Shit, wait.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was
all
quiet,
that ski
y'all was-
mask
if
and
y'all
all
was
that.
loud.
They got
They
the
got
whole hood over
talking
there.
about.
Like twisted up. I don't give a fuck
Y'all
about none
can
of that.
do whatever
I don't
y'all
care about
want.
none of
My
that.
mother, he
I don't
can't
care
stop
about no
nothing.
hood.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach have made things more exciting because their big fight is coming up in just a few weeks. The game didn't really excite fans to begin with, but it looks like everyone is now excited to see the clash of divisions and the clash of champions. It's the world super featherweight champion against the world lightweight champion, Gervonta Davis, who, in his earlier outings, has promised his opponent a devastating knockout.
The champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130.
Okay.
So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur.
He told Lamont Roach, "I'll break you up, don't take your mom and kids out." The last person he told this story didn't even make it to the 9th round because Gervonta Tank Davis knocked him out in the 8th round with a terrible punch. This game promises to be even more intriguing when you consider the spice of revenge in it. No matter what weight class they are in, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach know each other.
None of that.
Not at all.
Tell him I'm gonna him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's
y'all
gonna get
burning
up
y'all
over here.
face
What
up.
do I look like getting up?
It makes me think of the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. It was their first professional fight, but they had fought each other 7 times before. Back when they were amateurs, they fought 6 times and split the wins 3 ways. This time, Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis have fought just twice, with Tank Davis winning both fights. Now Lamont Roach seeks revenge, especially for one of the fights, where he feels he was robbed by the judges, and there's also another layer of intrigue when we remember that this fight marks the beginning of the end for Gervonta Davis. If the boxing world is to believe his claims, then he's made up his mind to retire this year.
Stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around.
In all sincerity, Lamont Roach needs a benefit of the doubt from boxing fans to increase his confidence and allow him to get the most desired prize on fight night, a victory over Gervonta Tank Davis to clinch the World Boxing Association title. Now, Lamont Roach has looked at some recent training video of Gervonta Davis and tweeted about it on X, though he later deleted the tweet. It's easy work there.
Guy from Ukraine, Dennis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur is a really. I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they can fight. Shakur can boogie for sure.
It was a random tweet that only those who had followed the progression of his tweets or saw Gervonta Davis's training footage would understand his purpose. Shortly before this, he tweeted a reaction to a fan who wrote, "We are whipping DC bum for the rest of the year. Ravens today tanked in December." And Lamont Roach responded, "This stuff is different over here," claiming he won't be a victim of Tank Davis when they finally lock horns in the ring. All of this ended in his tweet about Tank Davis's training session, and really, Lamont Roach has some good work to do in hyping himself up ahead of the fight. He's in such a situation where he needs to focus on the gym and focus on getting a big payday. Hence, this requires him to keep trying to make an impression before the fight and get Gervonta Davis involved in a serious feud with him. But if you ask me, I'd suggest he gets locked in training to work on everything that needs to be worked on and improve his skills as he approaches the biggest fight in his career. Maybe he has a contrary view, though, especially when he began a social media war with Tank Davis despite being the World Boxing Association super featherweight champion. Fans are not excited about the fight, but the boxer duo chose to hype up the clash when both of them got into a war of words on X as Roach tried to troll the WBA lightweight champion just to receive a stellar response.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But Tank is comfortable at 135, so I don't blame him for fighting that way. But he's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, oh, you brought up a smaller guy, woo-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like.
The argument started when heavyweight boxer Marcellus Williams asked Davis about the camp fees to spar with the winner. Williams wanted to work on his skills and had every motivation to make the situation work. However, Lamont Roach Jr. quickly reacted to the tweet and stated he was going to need to spar with you. Bro, No funny. Davis instantly asked the meme behind the post, and Roach quoted a fan reaction who explained the tweet. Roach quoted a fan replied who wrote, translation, "You need to spar with someone heavy because he is coming with it," describing the meaning behind Roach's tweet. According to the Reaper, the 30-0 boxer needs to spar against heavier boxers for their fight in December. And even though Davis is thinking of an easy fight, Roach will take this chance to make a name for himself and increase his stocks.
Me personally, I'm not stunned there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep saying that. They're going to keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? I fight at 130 because that's what I campaigned at. That's where I started my career. That's where I campaigned. That's why I worked my way up to a world title. And that's what I was going to do. My plan was always to move up to 35 and win another title. So
Tank did not let the disrespect go idly as he replied and wrote, "I advise you not to talk so much. It can be bad for you. You know that already. Though, you'll mention that Roach should do the talk inside the ring and not online." He further warned Roach about the risks of making the World Boxing Association lightweight champion angry. The war of words quickly picked up steam from there as Roach struck back and stated that he was not like the other guys Davis had fought before. Over the years, Tank has been accused of handpicking his opponents. Roach wrote, "You must think I'm one of those regular guys you fought, or something lol, cut it out, me see." Making sure that the Baltimore local knows it won't be like his previous fights, even though he is from a lower weight class. He wants this fight and will do anything and everything to shock the world. Gervonta Davis once again chose to control his words and indicated that he would do the talking in the ring.
Does that add anything to it?
no, not necessarily. I think maybe for the outside. I think maybe it's for the outside. I think the fire is the competitiveness between us both already, that we competed twice before in 2 close fights in the amateurs, and that you know what I'm saying, like.
He quoted Reaper's tweet and just wrote "say nothing," expressing his superiority over the World Boxing Association super featherweight king online. War has built some hype for the fight. The fight will take place at 135 pounds, and the World Boxing Association lightweight title will be on the line. Lamont Roach is a good boxer. He's mechanically sound. He's a championship-level fighter, but as far as opponents for Gervonta Tank Davis in a pay-per-view event go, I'd prefer to see someone who has achieved explosive performances at the highest level, or at least has a polarizing personality. Davis is a bona fide pay-per-view star. Whether you agree that so many of his fights should have been on pay-per-view, and I disagreed with most of them. He's been established on pay-per-view for a while now. What's been missing is the proper opposition necessary to charge those kinds of fees. Roach is a good fighter, but he hasn't hit the pinnacle, and I also don't think he's the type of character to compensate for that. He's had success at super featherweight, but it's taken him a while to do so. If he'd made numerous title challenges, a fight between him and Davis might make more sense, but he's made one against Fergal McCrory. We've seen Davis in this sort of fight before, such as against Hector Luis Garcia, who, since being stopped by Davis, has only lost a split decision to Roach, but then that's become the pay-per-view model. Once a fighter has that standing, he stays on pay-per-view regardless of his opposition.
To get your thoughts, I appreciate you coming out. I wanted to get your thoughts, Danny, on the Tank Roach thing. So, just your thoughts on the fight in general. What do you think about the?
Frank Martin Davis's past opponent is also a strong fighter, and unlike Roach, he is established at lightweight. He'd been on course to fight Shocker Stevenson, and he'd produced some good results that meant there was a curiosity surrounding him at the highest level. There's no question Davis is at the highest level, which is why the careful selection of his competition is frustrating.
Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you fucked up. Look, fool.
It's also relevant that Roach, who is spoken about highly by those who know him, isn't the biggest of super featherweights, where he still looks capable of making defenses of his World Boxing Association title, and that Davis is such a powerful lightweight, similarly in the build-ups to his fight. Gervonta Davis is mostly quiet until he's infuriated, which gets him really messy and insulting, like we saw against Frank Martin. where he threatened his victim that he was going to get his girlfriend and snatch her from him. Well, Lamont Roach has now enjoyed a bit of the Tank Davis drama after saying he would whoop Gervonta Davis's just yesterday. Gervonta Davis told him, "I'm going to chop, bob, and weed. I'm going to end it in the 9th round. I like to show people that they aren't who they say they are. I like to prove it to the people they come with. My first time winning the title, the whole building doubted me, but let's see how it really went." Boxing superstar and World Boxing Association lightweight world champion Gervonta Tank Davis went face-to-face with red-hot WBA super featherweight world champion Lamont Roach at a press conference in Brooklyn to preview their lightweight world championship clash that headlines a PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video on Saturday, March 1st from Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Alright guys, turn on face the camera, please. Right in the front, right here. Right here in the front, Lamont right here. Lamont, down here, please.
A 5-time 3-division world champion, Davis returned to Barclays Center, where he set the building's record for the highest-grossing and most attended boxing event when he scored a highlight reel of Rolando Romero in May 2022. At the press conference, the fighters reignited their rivalry that goes back to their amateur days and promised fireworks when they meet in a ring on March 1st. The press tour will continue on Thursday with an open-to-the-public news conference in Washington, D.C.
What? I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at 9.
I'm telling you.
Gervonta Davis said, "The people's energy here is amazing. I won my first championship here, and I have more fans from New York than almost anywhere. New Yorkers come with great energy. Lamont's got skills. Even at a smaller weight class, he's one of the guys who I came up with in the sport of boxing, and he's still doing well. He's definitely a top opponent, and everyone will see that on March 1st. We'll have to test his chin come March 1st. He might think my opponents don't have chins, but we'll definitely test it. I say leave the kids at home." Lamont Roach, on the other hand, said, "I shouldn't be here if I didn't think I'm going to win. I've hurt everybody that I've been in the ring with, and this won't be any different."
Are you saying you going down in a 9th? You know that power carry late.
I know you got some sneaky power. That's what I do know.
What?
Who said that? You said
My
what?
man.
This is a hell of an opportunity and we're going to conquer it. Everyone knows what I'm coming to do, and if you don't, you'll be surprised. I'm going to show you what happens when two dogs go in the ring together. My team built my career from the ground up. I have the same team from when I turned professional, and we took on the best fights from my career. I worked myself to the #1 contender spot, lost a fight, and bounced back. We have a common opponent in Hector Luis Garcia, and I beat him easily. The Frank Martin fight was relatively easy for him. It is what it is. Frank was inexperienced and nervous. This is going to be a different fight. When I'm in there, he's going to be a different fighter. When he's fighting me, it's a big difference fighting each other in the minors and fighting now. We've both grown and gotten better and done different things in the ring. There might be some patterns that we already know, but I don't expect those things to matter on the big stage. I don't care about being the underdog or being the chose. Either way, I'm going to win. There's been a lot of talk about Tank's pick of opponent here, so when Roach got the first crack at the podium, he shared these thoughts with the public.
What? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want it back? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just call it out. Huh? 100? That's a bet.
This is a hell of a chance, so we're going to conquer it. Roach said, "Everybody knows what I'm coming here to do. If you don't, then stop. You are going to be in for a surprise." I know he won't be shocked. I think he actually took this fight for the haters and all this and all that people talking stuff about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he knows that I'm a dog and he wants to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm going to show you all what happens when two dogs get in a ring together. And obviously I'm going to be the one coming out winning. Tank would then get his turn to say his piece. I'm excited to be a part of this, and come March 1st, it'll be a great event right now. I'm not really big on getting into it and stuff like that. I'm really out of it right now, but come March 1st, it's going to be a great show with the same results. We just have to wait and see. We have 3 months to get ready, so it'll be a goodie.
Against Lamont Roach, I know there were reports of a potential fight with Lomachenko. Obviously, that fell through. What made Lamont Roach the next logical choice for you in your next fight?
He has skills, even though he's at a smaller weight class.
At that point, both fighters took a seat to get into a Q&A session to get more in-depth about the fight and everything surrounding it. Here are a few excerpts. Tank on a fight with Lomachenko not going through and why Roach was the next obvious choice for him. He has skills, even though he is in a smaller weight class. I feel as though Lamont has, and he's actually one of the guys that I came up with in the sport of fighting, actually, still doing well. Everybody that started with us is really, not in the picture right now, so people don't really, I would say, know him, but he definitely has the skills. Definitely a top opponent. Roach on how his style will be different from what Tank has faced previously, it's skill-wise. I bring a lot to the table, I can change. I can fight various different styles. I'm tough, I'm rough, I'm smart, I'm witty, whatever the case may be. Whatever I have to do, I'm going to pull out my bag of tricks. That's what I'm going to do. The rest of them, either they were one-trick ponies or they just didn't have enough. Tank on how he sees his 2025 schedule after this fight. After next year, I'm out of it, out of the sport. Well, maybe you didn't hear that clearly, but that was what Tank said. After next year, I'm out of it. Gervonta Davis said on Tuesday evening, indicating he wants to retire at the end of 2025. Before that, he will likely face old amateur rival Lamont Roach on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center in New York. Gervonta Tank Davis knows how to shock the fans, whether by his power hitting inside the boxing ring or his comments outside of it. The American fighter, famed for his penchant for knockouts, is growing weary of doing it. Also, instead of solidifying his resume and legacy as one of the greatest, he might be looking for an early exit. The fans have seen very little of him in the last couple of years, so they expected him to be more active after putting his legal troubles behind. The champion seemed to do the same for a while. He fought Frank Martin this June, but again, despite the promises and rumors, his return was only prolonged. Now it seems that he might be willing to make his absence permanent. During the first official press conference for Davis vs. Roach, Tank lifted the veil from the expectations fans could have from him.
Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously—
When asked about what his schedule in 2025 looked like, he straightaway hinted at hanging up gloves. He said, "After next year, I'm out of it, out of the sport." This declaration didn't sit well with the fans, as they have gotten used to him stepping inside the ring occasionally. They didn't shy away from expressing their disappointment and discontent as they took to the comment section. A fan tried to make sense of Davis's comments, as the latter had recently signed a new fight deal. They asked, thought he had a 7-fight deal. This lack of burning desire to put fans in sweet science first always held him back among certain sections of fans, which seemed to have only solidified. Now someone found logic in Davis's decision. He declared health is wealth. His style may not allow him to have a long career. Boxers, after they leave the sport, tend to suffer multiple health issues such as severe headaches, sciatica, and more as the heavy toll on their bodies finally starts to show. Given Davis's high pace and aggressive style, he could also face major repercussions. Apart from Ryan Garcia, Davis hasn't fought the A-listers of the lightweight division, and the pressure is building on him to fight the other champions, such as Shocker Stevenson. But if he doesn't, then slowly he could fall out of fans' favor. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay linked with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.